Actually, the real truth is instead of working or collaborating with unknown people, but working with our own people will be more comfortable and
Yes,
enjoyable.
sir. Yes, sir. We can trust issues are there, sir, where we can, bind that area.
Hmm. Even while I am seeing your father, I'm really very
Yes, sir.
happy. He is our own person, not
Yes, sir.
any chairman of
One person.
Innova World. He is our friend,
Yes, sir.
our well-wisher. Am I right,
Yes, sir.
Amma?
Yes, sir.
So the
Yeah, yeah.
persons who are in the call, these Innova
Yes.
World team members, all are well-wishers to one another, each other.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. True.
So interacting with those peoples, it really gives us immense pleasure.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I think 1 minute to go, sir. We will start the
1 minute
session.
remain. Uh,
Yeah.
29. Now, okay. Aishwarya,
Yes, sir.
you may start the session.
Okay, thank you, sir. So, good evening, everyone. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to this exciting program organized by InnovaWorld Research Center. As you know, we are conducting 2 weeks faculty development program on effective research writing and research proposal writing and its strategies, which has been scheduled from 9 December to 21st December 2024. We are delighted to have you all on this exciting and meaningful journey. So, as you know, the importance of this research is to bring out the better research work into the society, how we can implement it. Yesterday, we had a fantastic session on structuring research paper section by section. And as you all know that the importance of research, research is a backbone of innovation and understanding methodologies is the key making a meaningful contribution to your respective field. Whether you are a budding researcher or someone who are want to refine your skills. So today's session will equip you with the tools to approach research systematically and effectively. So allow me to introduce our guest of today's session, Dr. Mohammed Mohaideen. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you,
So,
ma'am.
Dr. Mohammed Mohaideen is an distinguished professor and also the head of the Department of Aeronautical Engineering at Malla Reddy College of Engineering and Technology, India. With a robust educational background, he holds BE in Mechanical Engineering, Masters and PhD in Aeronautical Engineering from Anna University, Chennai. He also holds MBA from Madurai Kamaraj University, Tamil Nadu. His career has been a vast expanse with an experience teaching as well as industrial experience over 15 years. He has also granted 5 patents internationally and 3 patents published, which is under examination, and over 25 plus research journals he has been published, and his expertise in propulsion, aircraft performance, aerospace nanocomposites, and aircraft structures. He is being renowned as an active contributor to a professional society like Solar Energy Society of India, IST members, ASME, and many other reputed institutions. So, as we know, the visionary leaderships that we have today, once again, I welcome you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
So, before starting up this session, I would like to remind all our distinguished researchers who are being taken actively participated in this event. Make sure of that you drop your name with your affiliation in the YouTube chat box, and make sure of that the session link, feedback link will be provided, along with the poll will also be conducted. So make sure your activeness in this with this session. And as we know, let's welcome the day two session, and we have an expert with us, and let's understand and explore the understanding research methodologies, the strategies, how to make this session more effectively with Dr. Mohammed Mohaideen. Once again, I welcome you, sir. Let's make this session one to remember, sir. Thank you.
Okay,
Welcome you,
thank
sir.
you, ma'am. Thank you. So, first of all, I would like to thank Aishwarya, ma'am, for giving me this opportunity. So, let me share some of my experience, which is research writing and the project proposal, everything. So, let me first share my presentation, PPT. Clicking into screen. Is it visible?
Yes, sir. So can you convert it into a presentation mode, sir? Sir, you go back to your slides, sir. I think then it will be visible. Let me tell you. So,
Ah,
presentation mode, sir.
is visible?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yes, sir.
So, you can see my presentation, that
Yes,
Mallarati
sir.
College of everything. So, shall I
Yes, sir.
start?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Okay, ma'am, right. So Aishwarya ma'am has already given the explanation of about myself and my college, Mallarati College of Engineering and Technology. So now the theme which is given to me is understanding research methodologies for experimental approach and computational approach. Before goes to this topic directly, I want to just give some important one or two slides regarding about the project proposal fundings. This is the very important theme. Those who wants to really get the fundings, especially from the government organizations like AACTE, UGC, DRDO, ISRO, like that. Any other thing, if you want to get any fund, there are about five categories are available. So I want to highlight that five categories. First, you please note it down, because that entire faculty development theme is about effective research writing and project proposal writing. So in order to go with that project proposal or funding, definitely now many faculties are asking, sir, even though I applied correctly in time, but I cannot able to get that fund. What is the reason, sir? Like that they are asking. A very simple thing I am giving it to you. If it is possible, you please take one snapshot of this five category. In this slide now you are can able to see the two categories. First, you can take this first these two categories. Generally, everyone knows about the first category, that is called as fellowship categories. So, fellowship category normally give it to the one individual centric. Individual centric means it is a individual person. According to that person's skills, achievements, by considering that only the organization will provide fund to him. So, especially by considering the patent publications and research publications in branded journals with high impact factor, and they will see the person's achievements also. What is the type of research he is doing, where he is working, all these things they will generally consider. That is called as the individual centric. Okay. So the general eligibility, obviously, I told that the good publications with very high impact factor, generally they may prefer Elsevier, Springer, like that. And there is no need for necessary you are having the regular employment or not. So they will not consider about that. Only thing they will consider the good publications in order to get the junior fellowship or a research fellowship. So, and at the same time, once you got the fellowship, what is the output you have to give? Once you can get the fund from the organizations, what is the output you have to give? Only output you have to give is again continuing. After getting the fund also, you should produce only the good publications. That's it. It is the one category. This is the basic eligibility and the expected thing in order to get the fellowships. First category. And the second category is about the just basic research. This is the second category, basic research. It is very simple. You can do any theoretical work, otherwise any experimental work. That is not the problem. Among that, you go to come out or you go to produce the good publications. It will be also given to one individual person, not anyone else. By considering the single person's works, skills, and achievement only, they will focus and they will give this fund to that person. That is called as basic research. Okay, what is the eligibility for that basic research? The eligibility for that basic research is just good publications with very high impact factor. And another important condition is he should be a regular employment person. For example, if he is working in some college, it should be a regular mode, not be any part-time or temporary mode. He should be a regular mode persons. And what is the output which is expecting from the government or that organization is the same thing. You should produce the good publications, continue in good publications. Otherwise, you can convert that I told basic research. So after completed the research, if sometimes it can be published in papers, otherwise it can be published in patents. Nowadays, the foreign patents are open recently, and 2021 itself, in our team, our research team have published one international patent in Australia, and 2022 one international patent in South Africa, and one more in Germany. So these three, at that time that the fund was open, their countries fund was open, patent was open, so we utilized that and we got it. So it's all comes under the basic research. So once we published that patents, that is our work is over. We can write all the things, we can complete the report, and we can send it to AICT or UGC, whoever it opens that fund. Okay. So now in this slide, we have learned about two important categories. One is fellowship category and another one is the basic research category. The next third category, the important category in order to get the funding is applied research category. In this category also, we can start apply and we can get the fund. And this applied research will be also only given to the individual person, not to any group or anybody else. Only for individual person only, they are giving the applied research fund. Okay, here it is very clearly mentioned, proof of concept. This proof of concept is very simple. So we can say in the under that proof of concept, we have to show some prototype. For example, we have to do some work, and it may be an experimental work. With the help of that experimental work, we can prepare some prototype model. Prototype model can be subjected to some of the functioning and everything also. It is possible. So in our lab itself, we can test that prototype, or we can prepare that prototype. Even it may be it can be done in 3D printing. It's not the issue. So 100% we have to create that prototype in that applied research category. Why we are using this proof of concept is in order to check the functionality. Okay. So first the proof of concept must be completed, and then they will encourage our results. We have to highlight our results, and we have to show, sir, compared to the old category, our result is improved. Like that, we have to give the proof. For example, if you go with composite material, suppose if you are undergoing some tensile test, you are getting some results. Sir, my tensile test stress result is 900 megapascal. So after getting the fund, because of some enhancement you are doing, suppose if it is increased to 1 gigapascal, then definitely result is increased. So you can show that a proof of concept. So that one. And next, you should be in a regular employment category. Otherwise, if you are working in some industry also, it is welcome. They will not consider about that. But you should have the regular employment. That is 100% necessary in order to get that fund. And what is the output, sir? What is the output? This is the input, okay, we are giving. What is the output? Finally, we have to give it to the technology at the desired scale. It is nothing but after completing the prototype, this prototype is useful for getting the fund. After getting the fund, this prototype must be converted as a real-time project or real-time work, and that has to be comes to the society for commercial use. So you have to be show the success. You should not just show the prototype by 3D printing or any other thing, but it should show the output. That is the technology at the desired level. So the full size product has to be shown to the funded organization, AICT or UGC, whatever it may be. So those organizations have to check everything, whether the product, final output product is in a commercial usage or not. 100% they will check that. So this is the third important category in order to getting the funds. And the fourth important category is the society related projects. It will be some quite interesting society related project, and these projects or fund will be also given only to the individual persons considering their skills and achievements, paper publications only. So what is the input here? It is given is, so the technology invention should cater to some local needs. Technology can be developed, adapted. It is nothing but like that. Normally in the villages or town areas, there are so many technologies which is demonstrating. Example, I can say some energy sustainability, solar lamps nowadays, it is very essential for village purposes, and all these things they keep on demonstrating, giving, practicing, and implementing from the village to town and from the town to only metropolitan cities. So this developing the projects, technology, especially with low cost. Example, I can say some water purifier, low cost water purifier. Nowadays, it is very important in the metropolitan city. And it is available at low cost, but it should work at solar energy like that. And it can be useful for rural area. Otherwise, you can recommend it for rural area. Like that, it can be given. And the next one is some of generating or creating some solar powered lamp. That can be also one of the good examples. So that can be also useful, comes under this society related projects. So the main important thing is why I am always saying solar means even nowadays the government is giving much more funding to this solar only comparing to the remaining things, because it is the green energy, so it is not affecting any other thing. So the government is also continuously giving the funds. So you can also concentrate in these two examples, just two examples only I told. There are much more examples are there. So the major thing is now the problem is water, pure water. We are not able to get that pure water at a low cost, that too by the solar energy. And also the power, that is a lamp, solar lamp, that too also with very limited electricity we can able to utilize that. So that is very important, we need to get that. Okay, so what is the output? So finally, after getting all these things, so that buildings, projects, everything we have to show it to the that funded persons, and technology also we have to give the copyright to themselves, and development, disseminations, everything is there as normal thing. And here the employment is also compulsory. And the next important thing is infrastructure development projects. So it is the very important things, because the funded value is really 1 crore, 2 crore, 3 crore, not even it will be in lakhs. Nowadays, even in AICTE, 1 crore or 2 crore fund is ready to give to the institution. It is not given to the any individual persons. This is just giving to complete institutions by considering the institutions. So what is the eligibility? First, the institute should have the good faculty in strength. They should produce more and PhD doctorate candidates, and they should have more number of publications with very high impact factor. Obviously patents, some new technologies, and they should definitely have the very good startup. Already some TBA must be there, and under that startup business, they should continuously produce the good entrepreneurs, and that institution must be get approved by that NAC, NBA, and NIRF ranking. Definitely they should get some good NIRF ranking, less than 50, like that. Some good competitions is that. These are all the eligibility for that institutions to go with the infrastructure development projects. Okay, sir. After getting this 1 crore or 2 crore, what we have to do? Only thing is, after getting that amount, you can renovate your startups and you can develop your startups and you can improve it more and more. You can extend it and you can utilize more funds to your entrepreneurs. But everything is under the monitoring and everything is controlled, taken care by so many higher officials in between will be there. And every time, every for 6 months and 3 months, there will be some meetings will be there. In that meeting also, you have to show your continuous progress and improvement. So definitely it is available, and 100% nowadays all the institutions are fighting in order to get this infrastructure development projects. But normally there is one talk will be there. Generally this government will give only to IIT. It is not like that. Even in our college also got this infrastructure development projects for I think 6 or 7 years back. So with the help of that infrastructure development project, we are having a very good startup TBI with us. So under that only we are having a very good strong research team. We are continuously working there. So what is the output? We need to show it as a return. Is just good publications with very high impact factor and patents. Already we are showing continuously the patents with international patents and national and Indian patents also we are continuously giving. Even in this year 2024, even in my name in Indian patents, 5 Indian patents are granted and 2 Indian patents are in examinations. But all are published, and 5 is granted and 2 is under the examinations. So I hope so next year we can get that also. So and increase in that sponsored consultancy project. That's what I have mentioned. Already we are having some 7 or 8 means it can be increased definitely to double 14, 15 like that. So who are the persons means our own students can be able to enter into. We are given opportunity to our own students in order to do the startup business or to convert as a entrepreneurs. Nowadays, in all developed colleges are concentrating only in converting the students into entrepreneurs. Nowadays, this placement word is just fading, and now everyone is concentrating in the startups and become the entrepreneurs. So these are all the 5 important categories are available in order to get the funds. So this I want to share it with you before goes to my topic. So I'm just highlighting the first one is the fellowship, second one is the basic research, and third one is the applied research, and the fourth one is the society related projects, and the fifth one is the infrastructure development projects. And the my topic which is allotted to me is about, it's quite interesting one, understanding the research methodologies, experimental approaches and computational approaches. Okay, let us see it one by one. So here I have given you one beautiful photo. There is one scale is available, and in that it is perfectly balancing, and the right hand side is having some computational approaches, and the left hand side we can able to see the what is that experimental approaches is available. It's quite neatly it is arranged. So the important thing we have to concentrate in this image is balancing. It is equally balancing. So here, if you, for example, here it is 50%, you have to give the work means here also exactly the 50%. Then only we can able to get the output perfectly. So what is experimental means? Experimental things we can experimental approaches we can able to say the real world validations, like that we can say real world validations we can say. But while with computationals we can say some simulations work we can able to do it. But the important thing is it should enhance our understandings, and it should reduce the experimental cost. For that purpose only we are going with the computational approaches, that we have to keep it in our mind. And why I told why we have to make it a balance between these two, sir, in order to get accurate results. First one, we have to get the accurate results and reliable results, and that results what we got, it must be efficient. So it should be acceptable by everyone. Especially for example, if you are publishing some papers, that person's authors, editors, everyone must accept your both experimental results, also the computational results. Okay, and these computational results, we can first we can start the computational results because it is very easy, because it is useful to reduce the experimental cost, I have already told. And with the help of these computational results, what we can do, we can create or generate some of the models, whatever the design you want to do, that you can first draw it with some geometry, you can do it, that is generating or creating the models. And then we can able to run with the help of some of the simulations work, we can able to do it. And after that simulation work is over, we can get some interpreting results, like that we will say, what is that pre-processing, and what is that another one, solution, post-processing, getting the results, like that we are saying. No, so first generating models or creating models, and then we go to run the simulations, and then we go to collect all the interpretation of results. That is also very important. Suppose if you want to solve any equations, that also you can do it with the help of solve one missile stresses equations, everything you can apply it, and you can get the some solve weekend equations. Finally you can get the results out. So we can able to predict before goes to the experimental results. Finally we can able to predict the okay, what is the final results will come, what is the behavior of the material, how it will behave if we apply this, what is the output we may get. Like that we can able to easily predict, and we can able to solve any equations also, in order to validate experimental results. Definitely this computational approaches is highly important. Definitely it is very important. And the next day we will go. So this is the introduction that we have I have given in the research methodologies. So the first word is very important. What it is mentioned, a systematic approach. So my dear participants, in my lifetime also, I have faced so many problems, I have seen so many problems among my friends, because of they have not done the systematic approach. Normally many faculties, what they are doing, sir, in my college they are having one lab, so I want to do that, I want to do some experimental work in that lab, so I want to publish some paper, so I want to complete the PhD. No, this is the wrong approach. First you have to identify what is your area of interest, and from your area of interest, and example, a common thing is sciencedirect.com. You can go to sciencedirect.com, and you can just type what is your area of interest. Maybe your area of interest may be aerodynamics, or any other airplane performance, or whatever it may be. You can just type that, and you can select some of the 50 to 100. Generally taking 100 literature paper is advisable. So you can download that paper. After that paper, what is the that I will going to explain in the coming slides. So by that only we have to do, I will say the step-by-step procedures. So this, please note it down, this word systematic approach. Systematic, if you are not go with a systematic approach, definitely in our life you will not able to complete the PhD within a particular time or recommended time. Definitely it will keep on go. It will your extension will keep on goes. In order to avoid that, my dear friends, please follow the systematic approach that I am going to say in the coming slides one by one. Please follow that. Without the systematic approach, your that the PhD years will keep on increase. Your research work will keep on go increase. So first important thing is systematic approach. For doing a systematic approach, some importance of methodology for data gathering analysis is also there. So there are two types of research methodologies available. One is experimental, and another one is the computational approaches. First, we will go with the experimental approaches. If you want to go with the experimental approaches, first I told the very basic things in order to collect the data, where we will collect the data. Nowadays, even in all the colleges, they are having some good institutional memberships. So of the institutional memberships, you can download many journals. Suppose if you cannot able to download the journals, otherwise if your institution is not having that membership, you can go to NAT or you can go to IIT, which is near to you. Otherwise, you can go to some of the reputed colleges. Even in my colleges, all the further Elsevier, Springer, everywhere else, we are having the memberships. So we can you can contact me also. Whatever paper you want, I can able to download it and I will send it to you through email. Not the issue for me. So you can utilize that. Otherwise, you can contact your friends, guides, or anybody else in order to download the paper collection. That is very important. That is the collecting data. And next, first, the problem statement is there. So many people is asking me, sir, in the society there are so many problems are there, but exactly how to identify this is the problem statement. For example, one person is saying, sir, my area is composite materials. So composite materials, there are lot of advantages and disadvantages is there, okay. But how do I know how to identify the problem statement? I will explain it. So next is literature review, experimental. Okay, first we will go with the problem statements. Yeah. Here you can able to see one rough tabulation work. So here I have already told you, if you have downloaded some 100 papers from branded 100 papers you are having, okay. So how to find the problem statement? We don't know, sir. First, what you do, according to example, if it is a composite material, I'm saying, you split it like a tabulations like this, and first you write the title, topic. So this is my topic, okay. Not your topic, that is a paper title, okay. In that paper, what they did, what they really investigated, or whether they did any analysis work or not, mention that. Then what type of material they are using and what is the manufacturing methods they are using. I can give you some examples. Material manufacturing, it may be in view. What is that? Lamina. It may be in a single lamina. Sometimes here it is given, one yarns may be given. Sometimes it may be woven fiber. Sometimes it may be roving fibers. Like that, several categories are there. What type of material they are using. Sometimes next category here it is given is what type of method or a text they are using. What type of method for manufacturing? Sometimes they may use hand lathe method. Sometimes they may use vacuum bag molding method, compression molding method, resin transfer method. Like that, several methods are there, techniques are there. Which method they have chosen in that paper? Mark it. And next, experimental results. So what are the experimental results they have done? Example, I can say tensile test is there, compression test is there, flexural test is there, shear test is there, impact test is there, delamination test is there. Like that, several tests are there. What test they have concentrated? Mark it. And what direction? Example, here it is given. It may be 30 degree, 0 degree, 40 degree, 45 degree, 90 degree. What is the degree? They have focused in the stocking together in order to prepare the laminate. That also we can able to concentrate here. And the next one is what type of equipment they are using. And for example, whether they are using any advanced materials like this hydraulic test reported for steel, like that I have highlighted. And the next one, what is the findings? For example, whether if they are going for the tensile test, definitely, obviously, they have output maybe the modulus in order to calculate the materials behavior, tensile stress, ultimate stress, everything they may calculate, whether they are finding or not. One more category. And the next one, this is the computational approach. If they have done experimental approach, it is not compulsory 100% they have to do the computational approaches also. Few papers they may did, few papers they may not did. But in according to this paper, they have did the finite element, that is computational approaches also. Applications they are doing. One application, for example, here they have given for some bulletproof and all these things. So in paper 1, 2 categories are left. What is that category? They have not mentioned or concentrated in the direction. So in this paper, we can able to concentrate in the direction. Suppose if they have done 0 degree, then you can go with for 30 degree. Definitely all these results will get varied. And another thing is they have not calculated Young's modulus, tensile strength and all these things in this paper. So the same category you can calculate it. By this you can focus on tensile strength and you can find, for example, here they have concentrated in the bulletproof. But if you find some tensile strength, you can able to recommend it for the aircraft wings, especially on the outer surface of the wings, you can be able to concentrate the tensile stress. Suppose if it is the inner surface of the wing, we can go with some compression. All these things you can go with like that. So the application is also varying. So now with the help of one paper, we are having some problem statement, and you can go to next paper. In the next paper also, this is a finite element message usage is not mentioned. So they have not undergone with the computational approaches. It is very important to undergo with the computational approaches. This work is left. So by referring just to two papers, we can able to see two types of problem identifications. And next, I am showing one more paper here. All the cases, this finite element analysis, computational approaches not done, and direction, one paper is done and another paper is not done, and Young's model is one paper. Both these case of paper they have not identified. So by like this, even example, I have shown 4 papers. If you have calculated it for about somewhat around 20-30 papers, see, my dear friends, how much amount of problem statement you can able to explain. Just imagine. So by this only you go to start the research work. Just directly you by one lab is there, I'm doing some experiment, getting the result. No, it is not the correct way. First you go to identify the problem statement. Why you want to do the research? Why you want to do for example, this purposely, this here this paper they have did for some Kevlar composites. Why you want to touch the Kevlar composite? You should have the justification. And why you have concentrated only in the tensile test? Because this type of work which is bending, which is available. Otherwise, you can say very few authors have concentrated in this area. So I want to concentrate in that area. Like that, you should have some justifications, my dear friends. Without the help, without a justification, please don't do any work. Literature review is always important. From the day one of your research till, or otherwise even after submitting your thesis also, literature review should keep on goes. It should never stops. Experimental work may stop, computational approaches may stop, everything has a ending, but a literature review has no ending. In your lifelong time, year by year, you in your area, lot of papers are going to publish. Please, you collect the paper and put it like this. One example, I have given one tabulation. Like this, in your own style, prepare the tabulation. Always make sure and have awareness in your own area. What is the problem? Still, it is available. So, how to solve the problem? This is the question mark. In order to solve the problem only, my dear friends, you are doing the research work. Don't forget that. Don't think that you are doing the research work in order to get just a PhD degree. No. In order to get increase in salary. No. Just you are doing the PhD in order to solve the problem in the society. What are the problems which is available? What are the research work which is pending? Rightly identify. That is called as the problem statement. So you can identify that problem. Then you can able to prepare how to solve the problem. So this is very important. And next here, in another category, I have mentioned like this. So, example, one paper, one author name, year, and what is the title, and what is the fiber they have used, what is the resin they have used. Since it is a composite material, everyone knows about the composite material. What is composite material? If you mix reinforcement phase and the matrix phase in macroscopic value, for example, it should not mix like alloy we are using. No, what we will do alloy, for example, steel with adding some of the very few percentage of carbon, then we can't able to identify where the carbon is present, where the steel is present. It is in microscopical level you are mixing. But if you go with macroscopical level, example like this concrete and all these things, it is called as a composite material only. It is macroscopical level. If you are going with macroscopical level, then that we can call it as a composite material. Here the reinforcement material, here the chosen this author is carbon they have used as a reinforcement material, and the matrix material they have used as a some BMA resin. So it is one of the composite material in macroscopical level. And in this paper, they have studied some impact strength and all these things. Manufacturing method is used this vacuum thrust assisted resin transfer molding. They have used. They have got some very good results. So this and all thing you have to mention like this. Why you may think, sir, why you have mentioned one paper, one example only I have given. This will be highly useful for you in writing the literature review paper. For example, once you started your research work means first you have to publish the paper is review paper. Don't forget. That is the standard thing. In the first slide, I told you systematic approach, systematic way, systematic work. The first thing is literature review work. The tabulation I showed, no, first you go to do the tabulation. That is first category. Second, you have to choose the literature review work. So you can just mention what this professor is saying, this author is saying, what is their finding. If you prepare like this, it is very easy to write the paper, research article, review article. You can able to clearly write by topic by topic. And another thing you may think, you may surprise, why I have mentioned everything, author name, year, everything. So this can be finally useful for preparing the references also. For example, I told it is a more than 100 papers we have to show it for submitting the thesis. So at that time, it will be confusing. So from the beginning, the literature review work, maybe it may be the chapter after introduction. Yeah, it may be chapter 1. So in the chapter 1, what are the literature review you are showing us 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. The same you can copy paste and you can keep it in the reference pages also. So only one time work, but it is useful for two ways. What are the two ways? One is writing the research review article. One paper can be published. Second thing is that can be reflected in the thesis work also. The same work can be highlighted. So the chapter 1 is always the review article. So please keep it in mind. First paper you have to publish is only the review article. So before the confirmation meeting, you can publish one of the review article without touching experimental work. You can just be safe with publishing one good journal in the review article. So that will be useful for publishing the paper. At the same time, that will be useful for keeping it in the reference, useful for the final thesis submission also. So if you go prepared like this, it will be continuously helpful. So before starting your research work or any experimental work or spending any money, or before starting any group meetings, especially with your guide, first you prepare the chart like this. Here I have given one portion only example. So what is your tentative title? In the tentative title, what you are going to do? Without knowing all these things, please don't touch the research work. So first, sir, I'm going to fabricate one laminate. Okay, what type of manufacturing method you are using? Example, I'm saying what type of fiber you are using. There are several types of fibers are available. Natural fibers are available. Synthetic fibers are available. Okay, if you go with the natural fibers, palmyra fiber, jute, rice, so many things are available. So that will show only less strength. But if you go with the synthetic fiber, we can say Kevlar. Under the Kevlar 29, Kevlar 49, Kevlar XP, several categories are there. Kevlar 149, several categories are there. And if you go with the glass, E glass, S glass, A glass, alkali glass, so many categories are there. And if you go with the carbon, several categories are there. So first you choose any one, what fiber you are going to use. Sir, I am going with one polymer matrix fiber. Among that, I am going to choose one Kevlar fiber. Okay, Kevlar fiber. Why Kevlar fiber? You have to get back to the literature review. Sir, in this area, one of the very few authors have concentrated more in the Kevlar fiber. And especially I am saying, I belongs to aeronautical engineering. So yeah, this Kevlar is highly useful for the high strength, tensile strength. So I am choosing this Kevlar fiber. So like that, we should have more justification before gets into our research work. And I will convert that into one specimen preparation. Okay, how to prepare the specimen preparation? So generally, I will go with the water jet measuring method. So that is also included in my research. And next, what are you going to do? Sir, I'm going to do some of the characterization, mechanical characterization, mechanical property findings. I'm going to do. I'm going to study the behavior of the material when it is subjected to loading. So what type of test you are going, like tensile, compression, structural, shear, impact, delamination, like that several tests I am going to do. It is one portion. Before goes to the meeting, you can just confirm it. These are all I am going to do. Next only, it is all comes under the experimental approaches. And next only, you got to go with the computational approaches. And one more approach is also available. That is called as theoretical approaches. If you are having time, in the today's section also, I can able to explain about that also. Yeah. Example. Next thing is clear identifications. For example, sir, even in experimental work, what type of work can be done? It is one area. Now, whatever you are seeing is one area. One multi-layer Kevlar is there. If you want to hybridize, in between we can keep on glass fiber. So then it will be converted to different paper. Why you are doing this? All comes from the literature review. How this idea arranged? Literature review. Some of the work is left. And like the glass, we can go with the carbon also. Sir, what is this, sir? The fourth categories look different. So the first A, B, and C, these are called as interlayer. What is interlayer? One layer we will keep it, and another layer we will keep it like this. This is interlayer. But the third category is completely different. It is called as intra-layer. It is intra-layer. Even in one layer, for example, warp direction, I will say it, warp and fill. Otherwise, some of them may not have knowledge in the composite materials. For our understanding, I am saying X direction and Y direction. X direction, one fiber will be oriented. Y direction, another fiber will be oriented. So with this just one image, we can able to say 4 categories of composites. So how this knowledge arranged? Because from the literature review only. So whoever they are asking, you should always have the backup. Why you are doing this? Who told you to do this? Like that, everybody will ask. So for that, you should always have the backup planning. And in that also, you can able to increase the thickness, you can reduce the thickness. And another important thing is fiber volume ratio. You can able to, I told you, composite means 2 types of phases must be added. What are the 2 types of phases? Reinforcement phase, matrix phase. Try to increase the reinforcement phase. Try to reduce the matrix phase, so that combined together, your material will get more strength. So this is the common psychology, common nature things, fact thing that you have to understand, and you can able to increase and decrease all these things, and you can calculate so many things, so many wonders you can able to do. And the final thing is, why you are doing this? What is your application area? My application area is wings. So aircraft wings. So what is your, according to that, you have to start the work. So before touching the research work, this and all backup study, you should have it. You should have all this backup study in order to go directly with the meeting or spending any cost or experimental work. Before this, you have to be very thorough in all this research plan. This is nothing but the data analysis or calculation of the data. For example, sir, in order to avoid the trial and error method, normally what I did is, it is another category of results I am showing to you as an example. So here, this one tensile, and the next one compression, and the next one flexural, and the next one shear, and the next one impact strength is given. And here the category I have chosen is 10 category. You may surprised. No, in the last slide you have shown only 4 category. I told you that is one of my work, and this is another of my work. All combined together only I can able to get that entire PhD. Here I have did hybridization only in the matrix. Only in the matrix space. Matrix space I have chosen the major thing as epoxy resin. So here you can able to see KRC. KRC is nothing but Kevlar reinforced composites. And KTO2, it is nothing but Kevlar mixed with titanium dioxide. 2 means nothing but 2%, and 2% only I have added in the matrix space. And Kevlar with the titanium dioxide 4%, Kevlar with the titanium dioxide 6%, Kevlar with the CC, calcium carbonate 2%, Kevlar with the calcium carbonate 4%, Kevlar with the calcium carbonate 6%, Kevlar with the nothing but the graphite 2%, 4%, 6%. Like that, 10 categories are prepared. Among that, every category, 5 specimens have prepared. Among the 5 specimens, I have taken the average and shown the results, which is you can able to see in this tabulation. And in every tabulation, maximum results have highlighted with red color. That also you can able to see here in this tabulation. Like that, in single tab, why I am showing this tabulation is, you may surprise, sir, I belongs to thermal area, why you are showing this area? Means just I am showing how to do the analysis of data. I am just showing one example for the analysis of data. Otherwise, we can able to say the collection of data combined together. By seeing this single tabulation, we can able to see one small portion of work comes under the 10 category. So all average results I have highlighted for more understanding. These are all I have put together, and I have published the papers in SCA journals. And another important thing for the experiment experimental approaches. I'm just talking everything only about the experimental approaches, and still we can use some of the instruments like strain gauges. You can use some thermal cameras, and for this validation of result, I told no, I have chosen 5. Here also they are saying repeatability and accuracy. Here many problems will arise, my dear friends. Example, I'm saying even in my life, I am saying. For example, you take some tensile test. So tensile test will be like one rectangle specimen. So 2 jaws will be fixed. One jaw will fix it here, and another jaw will fix it at the top cut. And in the top cut, they will try to increase the load. And at the center neck, it has to break. So only the specimen should undergone breaking only at the neck area. Suppose if you have miscalculated inside, means it will break at the head area, so your specimen will get wasted. So since it is a Kevlar, and even in 2 cases you have seen, first shown is 4 category and another shown is 10 category. Almost even if you can take my life, I have taken 500 specimens. In my life, I have prepared 500 specimens. Among that, somewhat around 350 specimens have correctly broken, especially at the neck area. All the remaining 150 specimens is broken at the head area or not, subjected to problems. Real problems will always happen in the experimental work. It will not happen in the computational work. But this are all thing. It will be like that. Entropy, definitely we have to prepare 5 specimens, and all 5 specimens has to be properly broken at the neck area. So this is called as repeatability. Why we are going with the repeatability? In order to get the accuracy results, so that we can able to justify the validations. And the next important thing here, examples here I have given: material testing in aerospace structures, wind tunnel experiments, and forward dynamics also. So one more example I want to go. This will be highlighted in the systematic approach. SEMA. First example, in you take my life, I have chosen one private center which is located in Chennai, and anytime I can go by paying money. We can do several tests. So they are also having all ASTM standards. But even though many times all neck area is not broken, head or some other side area will broken. So lot of whatever the result I got also, it is not up to the mark. So though I spend several amount of money in the private center, I can't able to get that. For every testing, we need to spend some amount. So later only I comes to know, and I got some link with the IIT Madras. So after that, I went to IIT Madras, and there I have started prepared in fabrication work, everything. And I have utilized Madras Institute of Technology also, that compression molding machine. So with the help of that compression molding machine, I started working, preparing the more and number of laminates, and I will get appointment even in MIT Madras IIT Madras website itself. There is some booking options will be asked, and they are having some phone numbers, booking, everything will be neat and clear. So you can book and paying money. At that time, you can go to IIT Madras and you can do the testings, and you can take photocopy and everything. You can able to get it, and they will give you the results in only Excel sheet. Not they will give you by graph, computational graph they won't give, but they will give you in Excel sheet. So by collecting all the Excel, you can, with the help of some of the apps we are having, you can get that stress versus strain graphs, Young's modulus, everything. You can get it with the help of their Excel sheet with less cost and high accuracy. And after I entered into IIT Madras, so my failure category is percentage is highly reduced. So earlier I told no, out of 500 only 350 is getting success. But once I entered into IIT Madras, if you are prepared for 400 specimens, definitely 350 specimens 100% we can able to get success. So like that, they are having some professional laborers or technicians available there, professional technicians. With the help of that technician, they will finally cut our specimen with the help of some water jet machining, and they will properly loaded in the jaw, and you can able to get the wonderful result. So those who want to do some experimental work, not in composites, whatever it is, please, my dear friends or scholars, go with some branded testing center. Don't go with the private center. If you go with private center, your time will waste and your money is also getting wasted. So if you go with government organizations like IIT Madras, so your amount is also saving, and the final output you are getting, no, that you will 100% satisfied. Because once we are spending money, we are spending time, we are sacrificing many more things. Why we are doing this? Once we have to get the correct results. It is very, very important. So always go with some branded organization, especially IIT Madras, like that. Then you can able to get the wonderful results. This is also one of the systematic approaches. Please don't forget it. Go with some branded organizations. Okay. And it is one of the examples for one photocopy for wind tunnel testing. Those who are having doing research in aerodynamics, here you can able to see some entire aircraft is fixed. Some having it looks like some good setup in there inside that testing section, and there is we can able to see some flow visualization also. There we can able to calculate not only the forces, lift, drag, weight, although thrust, all those things, but you can able to calculate some of the other pressures, velocity, and all these things. That is, we can able to get it from this type of diagram. So not only testing only in the composite materials in IIT Madras, but also you can go with some of the aerodynamics testings also, which is available, that you go to concentrate not only in aeronautical but also in electronics and electricals, mechanical, thermal engineering, production engineering, design works, jigs and pictures, any other thing. There are lot of good facility center of excellence which is available in IIT Madras or Madras Institute of Technology. 100% you can go there. If you are want to do some research work in building area, jigs and pictures, then I am 100% I am recommending 100% I am recommending to you go to the NIT Trichy. So in NIT Trichy production department, very good facilities they are having. They are having a very good tie-up with some of the reputed good industries also. They will guide you in order to do all these things. So I am recommending for that also. So why we are doing all these things in order to make it safe results. For example, if you take this aircraft, why need to subject it to testing in order to get stability, good stability, and we have to make sure this aircraft is in a safe condition at any maneuverability or any wind storm or anything, it can able to withstand. So that we are undergoing with the wind tunnel testings. Okay, so I hope so. I have explained some clarity in the experimental approaches. Now the second portion, we can go with the computational approaches. What is the computational approaches means? Everyone knows about that. It is, I have already told you, first we have to draw one, create one geometry, and we have to run the simulations, and there are somewhat around pre-processing work is there. In the pre-processing work, after completing that geometry, we have to enter the material properties. What is that material property? What is the real thing? Everything we have to mention in that. And afterwards, we can do some of the meshing works. You know about that there are several types of meshing is available. Free meshing, mapped meshing, like that several things are available. You should choose something as per the literature review. Everything you go to concentrate only in the literature review work only. Afterwards, we can go to that post-processing solution works and post-processing works. In between that, you go to enter that boundary conditions. Before entering the boundary condition, you got to make sure where or which point you got to apply the load, or which point we got to apply the force, whether it is a tensile or it is bending. Sometimes it may be flow analysis, sometimes it may be structural analysis, sometimes it may be thermal analysis. Like that, several analysis you can go with this computational approaches. With low cost, you can do it, and you can interpret all the results, and you can finally show for validation, and you can reduce the experimental cost also. And finally, you can able to predict that behavior of that materials or any other thing which you are going to undergo that. So that is the main target for this computational approaches. So that is the techniques normally which we are using is called the finite element analysis and computational fluid dynamics. If it is a flow analysis, you can go with computational fluid analysis. And if you go and inside the ANSYS software, even in even in ANSYS software, everything can be done. So thermal analysis, flow analysis, structural analysis can be done. But in, for example, AutoCAD means only you can nowadays, even AutoCAD also it is possible. But in old version of AutoCAD, only thing is we can able to draw that geometry, and finally it has to be export to ANSYS, and from the ANSYS it has to be import from the AutoCAD, like that old what is that versions may like that. But nowadays all the versions are having all types of facility. It is clearly updated. And now I want to give you one examples. So here one of my paper which is published, the work I did in 2005, and I hope so it is published in 2012, I think so, which is available in Procedure Engineering, sciencedirect.com. So the title of the paper is Optimization of Radial Fan Impeller Using Finite Element Analysis. You may think, sir, why you are showing this work to us? So if you understand this, you will clearly understand what is meant by computational approaches. Before that, I just want to show the photocopy. Yeah, here you can able to see this photocopy. So here one top plate is there, bottom plate is there, one flange is there, in between all the fan blade is there. I will show you the fan blade clearly. So in this slide, you can able to see completely that what is that, the fan blade. Just a minute. So let us, I will concentrate in that diagram. So you have seen one geometry. In that geometry, 1, 2, 3, somewhat around 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 components are available. That 7 components are given in the table. So there is one real fan is manufactured, is fabricated in BHEL, Bharat Heavy Electrical Limited, Trichy. It is a real case. It is not just only the paper. It is a real case paper. Original fan which is available in BHEL, Trichy. Okay. So now my optimized fan results are available. So in the original fan, if you apply the load, okay, before that, I want to inform that it is a radial fan impeller of boiler. In order to prepare for power generation, thermal power plant, we are having that much size of boiler. It will be in so much area, that much bigger size boiler. In order to reduce that heat, we are using one impeller fan blade is available outside of that boiler portion. So that boiler radial fan impeller BHEL Trichy is manufactured. First case. So whenever you are applying the load, it may be the thermal load. Okay. So if you are applying the load, or it may be the structural load also, not the issue. So if it is the original fan, it is accepting only 4.274 load. It can able to accept. And after the load, obviously deflection will be there, especially in the impeller, fan impeller, somewhat around 0.06, not even 1 mm. This much amount of deflection is available. Okay. Now, after the computational approaches that I have done in 2005, especially this the same fan blade, same case. First, I have drawn the geometry with the help of pre-processing, drawing the geometry, giving all the data. Here, what is the data? This what is this? A fan impeller blade is made of steel. So the steel material property, we have to give it to that fan, and it will accept. And the diagram now it will be changed to the fan area. And after completing that, we have to apply the boundary conditions, especially that point you want to apply the load. It means force. And next is the interpretation of result, that is collection of result, that we will get it. So after getting the solution, after getting the results, so here I got some 5.5. It can able to withstand 5.8 stress, and the deflection is somewhat near, deflection is little higher, But anyhow, stress it is getting is optimized. After the getting optimized, it can able to withstand that much amount of load. It is not only for the fan impeller, but for all the cases from the original fan, optimized fans is highly improved. You may think, sir, okay, just for 1 kilogram force per mm square, what may be the impact? I will show you. So this is the results, and I told no, it was happened real case in Bharat Heavy a lot, which I did in ANSYS, and this is just only for blade, and this is the original blade stress plot, and this is also the date and time is available. It is on 2005 ANSYS work. And the next thing is the dimensions for the model. Now, this is the real case. In original fan impeller thickness is 25 mm. But optimized, after the result, I have optimized. Optimized means I have removed the unwanted weight. Not correct weight, unwanted weight, which is always available in any one object. With the help of ANSYS, we can optimize and we can convert that into this case. I have not reduced any area. So area is the same. Efficiency is the same. Even we can able to increase the efficiency also, but we can able to reduce the unwanted thickness. That here it is called as optimized, enhanced, improved. So from 25 mm, it can be reduced to 18. With the help of 18 mm thickness, it can able to show that much amount of good strength. So unwanted weight is only removed, not needed weight is removed. So in the back plate, out of 15 mm, it can be reduced to 10 mm. And the blade thickness, instead of 5 mm, it can be reduced to 3.15 mm. Similarly, the same for cover plate, 12 to 8 mm. And the ring, 30 to 15 mm. And the flange, major thing, 80 mm to 45 mm. Even though it is reducing, we are not reducing any size. Size is same. Everything is same. But we can be able to reduce the thickness. But at the same time, it is increasing the efficiency. That is the important thing. It can be able to withstand more load. So here, unwanted weight is only we are removing. So this type of diagrams we can be able to analyze what are the unwanted things, how to remove that. Everything we can be able to understand. And where we can able to remove all these things, it is clearly we can able to understand from the computational approaches. This we can't able to do it in the where experimental approaches. You may think, sir, what will happen if you go with the experimental approaches? I will explain. See, it is one clear chart data. So in that optimizing the thickness of the fan impeller. So this fan impeller work is done in BHL Ranipet, but the boiler work is done in BHL Trichy. And now in 2005, existing, not now, 2005, existing fan impeller, one fan impeller weight is 10 ton. Normally, somewhat approximately equal to 10,000 kilogram. So after optimizing in all the area, I can able to reduce 18.5%. So if you 18.5% you can remove means obviously 1,850 kilogram can be removed from one fan. If at that time, if you just assume cost of steel kg is 300 rupees at that time, not now. So you may surprise. So at that time, if it is a 300 rupees also, so in BHL Ranipet, so every year there are about to plans to prepare 12 fan. Now the strategy is increased. So consider together every year, even 2005 itself, you can able to save the amount 60,60,000 rupees, my dear friends. So without doing any experimental approaches, with the help of computational approaches, so much amount of lakhs of amount we can able to reduce it. So I after completing this work, I prepared the paper and it is available in the sciencedirect.com procedure engineering. Anytime if you are free, you can able to review my paper also in my name. If you type my name, the paper you can able to download it. So Example, you may think, sir, why you go saying the example? It is not only for the thermal analysis or structural analysis which is happened in BHL. The same case is still the research keep on going in all the ISRO and DRDO labs facilities everywhere else. It is all the research work only. This is only going. So research is very important, but it should be fruitful and meaningful. Understand this, and you go to start the work, my dear friend. That's what in the first slide itself I have concentrated more in the systematic approach. If you have not go with the systematic approach, what will happen? Your PhD years will keep on increase. Finally, you go to sacrifice many other things, and obviously you will not get satisfied whenever you are completing your research work. So please convert your research work into the meaningful. If you want to go with the meaningful, just to follow whatever I am saying, just to follow that, your life will get successful. And next, sir, okay, experimental approaches is okay. What is experimental approaches? It is nothing but the real validations, material testings, and with the help of that, we can able to provide some of the good results. And I already told you, whenever we go with the computational approaches, we will get very good results. We will get very good pressure, temperature, velocity, whatever the parameters you are expecting, you will get it. But in experimental approaches, my dear friends, you just think you will not get you will get correct results because of human error, because of experimental error. Even example, I can give you one examples like you just take one two-wheeler. In that specification, they will clearly mention if you apply 1 liter petrol, you will get 60 kilometer mileage they are having. So 1 liter petrol, if you apply 60 kilometer, you can be able to get this output. But whenever you drive it in the road, there are so many speed breakers will be available. So many times you go to apply the brake, and it's all depends on the driver's efficiency and road conditions, traffic conditions. Finally, you will get only 45. Then what happens to this 15? So what is the output you are getting? The 45, that we can call it as a enthalpy, and the remaining 50%, it is gone. It is available. It is unavailable energy. It was there, but I cannot able to utilize it. Unavailable energy. So unavailable energy means entropy. It will same happens in all the experimental approaches. Even though you do it in IIT Madras also, the computational approach result exactly you can't get that. There are some other problems will come. Sometimes a human error, experimental error, some small mistakes you may did that. So always we have to compare the computational approaches with the experimental approaches. Even example I'm saying, you can get the help from theoretical approaches also. I told you examples with composite materials. No, even I did some of the theoretical approaches also. Example, by using experimental results, I got some Young's modulus, stress, strain, tensile strength, all these things you assume it, sir. Afterwards, I'm just saying, how do I know whatever the results I got from the experimental approaches are correct? How do I know? I got the results. That's it. Even though it is IIT Madras or MIT, what is the proof for that this results is correct in my composite material? So, in order to get the help without spending any 1 rupee, we can go with the theoretical approaches. There are so many. That is, the method is called as micro-mechanical methods. I am repeating, micro-mechanical methods. Among that, there are several theories are available. Like you may hear about that. Rules of mixtures. There is a formula is available, and modified rules of mixtures. One more formula, and inverse rules of mixtures, and modified inverse rules of mixtures, and Zoo Riensrider models. Like that, several things are available. So you can just get the help from the micro-mechanical models, apply the formula, and get the results. So, for example, in that Young's modulus, if you are having a 1 gigapascal, means in experimental research also, definitely you should get that. Otherwise, there is some problem in your experimental approaches. So you need not go with the computational approaches also directly. So you can able to predict. So comparative analysis is highly needed. Whenever you start publish the papers, definitely you should show 2 comparison minimum, and you can find some percentage error. The percentage error must be less than the 15%. If it is more than 15%, my dear candidates or scholars, please repeat your work. you got to go with the repeatability. Again, you got to do that systematic work. There's something you are lagging. Immediately, you got to find it. So you can able to easily identify it in the repeatability and the accuracy. So experimental approaches, theoretical approaches, you can publish one paper. Otherwise, experimental approaches, computational approaches, you can publish one paper. Otherwise, experimental, theoretical, and computational approaches, you can get the help from all the three things. Analytical results, you can put it, and you can show the percentage error. Finally, the editor will get happy, and even in any places, your essay journal will get published. And this time, I want to highlight the yesterday's session also. Yesterday, Professor Goli sir has clearly explained a systematic approach how to publish the paper. For example, you can write your abstract. Sir, this is my work. This is my summary of my work, research work. What I have to do? Copy that abstract and put it in the find a journal, and it will clearly mention find a journal recommendations. What is the journal you want to publish? What is the acceptance rates? It will, if it is more than 40%, it is a very good journal. Please go in that. And what is the expected time they will take? Everything, yeah, all branded, everything they will be clearly mentioned. Afterwards, you are fixing one journal. Example, I'm saying, okay, materials letters. Materials letters, Elsevier sir, I have chosen. So it is very highly related to my abstract. So I want to go with the materials letter, especially with the what is that find a journal as per the suggestion from find a journal. Then immediately go with this Sky Imago, SCAIMAGO. Go with that and just identify whether these materials letters a proper website you are going or not. See, my dear friends, even in my scholars, most of the post scholars, PG scholars I'm having, they have lost so much amount of money. Nowadays, example, I'm saying 2-3 channels. One of the journal is called as Computer Integrated Manufacturing Systems, I think so. So if you type it in Google, Computer Integrated Manufacturing Systems, there are one journal is coming. The surprise is fake journal is coming first. Fake is coming first. Original is in the down section only. What we will do? So as a emergency, what the students will do, they will just go into that fake journal. Sometimes if they want to go with more citation, they will go with open access only. If they want to go with open access, article publication charges they have to pay. Somewhat unwantedly 10,000 rupees, 20,000 rupees is getting wasted. After publishing only, they comes to know it is a fake journal. It is not even in the Scopus. In Scopus, the journal is available, that is not the truth one. So nowadays, not only example only I told about this computer integrated manufacturing systems, like that several journals are available nowadays. Fake is only coming first. And if you see both the true journals and the fake journals, fake is looking proper. Even you can find the same ISBN number, ISSN number, editor name, everything will be looks like same, but it is fake. So please don't lose money in this. So I am 100% go with our resource person, Professor Goli sir. Yesterday has clearly mentioned. If you have seen that, you can note it. Otherwise, now you note it. Two things, please do it, my dear scholars or participants. The first is always use find a journal, and second thing is after choosing the journal, first check it what is the correct website. Sometimes you can go with Scopus database also, but in Scopus database, most of the journal homepage is not mentioned. Few of the journal may be mentioned, few of the journal may not mention. But just to go with Imago, and you can correctly find out the correct journal, website, everything. From that, you can directly go to the homepage of the journal, and you can read the author's guidelines, and you can submit your paper. So please concentrate in that and come back to this slide, this comparative analysis. We have to consider both experimental approaches and computational approaches, and then only our research will get fulfilled. So you can see this picture. I really like this picture. There are 4 portions are available. One portion is mentioning about 2 portions are mentioning about pure experimental work, and one portion is about computational work. And here I want to add some theoretical work also inside. So at the center of the portion, somewhat it is looks like one Venn diagram. So what is this Venn diagram? Everything is merged. Everything has to be merged together. Every results has to be collected. then only we can able to say our results are accurate, our results are effective, our results are reliable, because we are having so much amount of proof. So experimental approach also we are there, computational approaches also we are there. If it is possible, theoretical approach also you can include it, combine together and find the percentage error, and you can publish the paper in lot and lot of ways. So all must be included, then only that is called as complete research. If one work is there, another work is not there, means it will be delayed. Your work will be get not accepted, your thesis will not get accepted, so many inquiries will come, so many comments will come. So instead of that, you can complete set, you go to do it. That is called as research work, and this you go to do it in that research methodology. And there are some of the tools which is available. Experimental tools means thermal cameras, pressure sensors, so many barometers, strain gauges, all these things you can use as experimental tools for experimental approaches. And the computational tools, you can go with some of the ANSYS, MATLAB, CATIA, whatever it may be. If you are a computer intelligence students, you can go with the Python, Java, whatever it may be. You can, these are all your computational tools, you have to use it. And this is what I told, because of some experimental error you have to face so many problems, and be patient in solving that. Go with some branded institutions, go with some branded ASTM standards, then only you can able to get the good results. Don't please spend your time with nearby some research centers or local research centers, or sometimes even in your colleges some of the labs may be there, that the equipments or instruments may not be calibrated. So finally the output you will get very low results. Even you cannot able to manipulate that also, they will easily identify. Even I can give you one example. I told you for one paper I spend somewhat around 350 specimens, and I sent one paper, prepared everything, highlighted average results, sent it to one of the SEA journal, and they asked me how we can believe it is manipulated or not. We want all the Excel sheet of what is that, IIT Madras results. So I send all my 350 Excels to themselves. Even in that Excel, every second what is the result, it will be highlighted. So every second, finally for every test we may have somewhat around 15 20, less than 30 seconds we may have. So every second, even less than the second also, in all Excel sheets we can able to get that. So I sent all my 350 Excel works to the editor, then only he accepted my paper. So definitely they will ask proof. We, as it is, we can't able to manipulate, we just take one photocopy and manipulate result. No, please don't do that, and finally it will be rejected. And even though if it is selected in the journals also, your examination persons, in order to award the PhD degree, there are some members will come. Definitely that subject expert persons will identify you and they will catch you. So better go with the branded institute and get the proper results. And the computational models also, sometimes inaccuracy may arises, because based on assumptions. In our real life, I told no, so we believe that it is 100% enthalpy, but even in models we can't able to expect that. For example, we are believing that 10, or example, Kevlar's tensile strength is 900 megapascal, but whenever we are entering in that, it may be vary. It may be vary. Whenever it is combined with the matrix space, their strength will be increased, their strength may be reduced. Whenever we go with some chemical treatment, it will be get vary. So finally, what we will do, we will do some assumptions. We believing that it will give that. But in experimental work, we can't believe only this type of results we will get. So these are all some of the problems also will arise us from the experimental and the computational. But in percentage wise, it will be little less only. For that only, I will always advise you to do some of the percentage error in order to calculate some percentage error, so that you can get the results effectively. And this is important one. So the last 2-3 slides I have kept here in order to just encourage you, to make you activate, to make you motivate. So, my dear participants, whenever you start your research work, the first important thing is updating. So always be update yourself. Don't be the oldest one, be the latest. Download all the latest journals. As I told you, from the beginning of the research work to the end of the research work, all the papers related to your work, it should be in your laptop, it should be get print out, it should be in the handmade one. So updating is very important. And the second thing is always upgrade yourself. Don't be at the same level. So for example, once you have completed experimental work, immediately go to the computational work, immediately go to the theoretical work. Always upgrade yourself and be confident in updating your results also. And the next important thing is observe. So it is I really like this word observe. It is one of the restaurant management system. It is called as a restaurant management system. This system teaches us many things. First thing is efficiency, and second thing is time management, and second thing is cost reducing, and final thing is customer satisfaction. So this restaurant management system, what they will do, whenever at the right time when it needed, for example, one customer needs dosa at a very hot, they will give provide at the right time. So, for example, one person is drinking coffee. So next immediately the biscuits will come. So when the person needs biscuit, when the person needs coffee, everything they will be calculated with the help of this observe system. So it is very important for our research work also. When we need theoretical approach, when we need justification for the computational approach, when we need experimental approach, when we need to publish paper, when we need to do the thesis submission, everything must be in the observed manner. Right time, right place, right person, it has to be in the hand. So please, these three words, keep it in your mind for more success. Update, upgrade, and observe. That restaurant management system, don't forget. In order to do all these things, obviously we need to learn, and learning. So you may do some technology integration learning, collaborative learning, blended learning. Blended learning is nothing but this is our blended learning. It is online teaching is also one of the online learning, one of the blended learning. Flipped learning is nothing but outside classroom, not because every time we can't able to learn only in the inside the classroom or inside the laptops and all these things, but outside also there are lot of things are there in order to learn. Generally that we will call it as a flipped learning, personalized learning by reading books, libraries, project learning by doing some project you can learn it, and culturally responsible learning, that is also some traditional inside the lab you can do it, and you can do some experiments and you can learn it. There are some things that are, and as fun based, game based learning, and student centered learning. For example, we can keep that scholars to do some of the combined work, project work, hands-on work, paper presentations work, and focusing and monitoring under the guidance of the supervisor, and he can do some of the student-centered work, some joints can do the group discussions, all these things they can do it. By that also they can learn. With the help of this 9 learning, easily you can able to update, upgrade, and observe. Don't forget that always learning will makes you rich. Enhancements. And this is one of the learning bill. You are all faculty members, so better you learn about the learning bill. So in 100 percentage, you please listen this slide. By seeing this, you can able to understand in what category you are there, your stance. First, knowledge, domain knowledge is very important. Second thing is most of them are faculty members. So definitely your teaching methods, how you are teaching, at the same time how you are learning, that is also very important. So updation is important. So here in this update new methods, new techniques in learning, also for the teaching. While teaching also we can able to learn more important things. And the next one is use of information and communication technology. That is very important. We have to always get the help from the artificial intelligence. Even you can go with the chat GPT, nothing wrong, but misusing is wrong. But 100% you can use it for learning. It is highly appreciated. And the next one is this notes making, content making, PPT, videos, all these things you have to always gather. You have to always update. And another important thing is I hope so. Many of them have registered the PhD. Those who have completed the PhD, if you are very much interested, please go with the post PhD without taking much time. If you are interested, means definitely you can go. And another important thing is it is much more important, so that even in the graph it is coming out that much level, extension level. So what is that? Always give some presentations, always do some patent publications, article publications. It is holds the major thing. It is very, 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 very important. Combined to this learning wheel, it is going extending. It is keep on extending. And another one is always we should participate. And we should not think I know everything. Otherwise, I am not having any more time. Otherwise, I don't want to waste the time in attending the faculty development program or conferences. Otherwise, I don't want to be audience. I don't want to be a person like that. You may think. Don't think like that. Whenever you are having time, please every year or every semester, some seminars you have to give as a participant or as a resource person, not the thing. But first, what is the first step is participation. First, to participate, start participate in learning, in seminars, workshops, faculty development conferences, collect certificates. Don't think that it is waste. It is very useful for learning process, to update, to upgrade, to observe. 100% this is needed, and this will makes you helpful for the systematic approach. And another one is resource persons. Don't be shy. Go as a resource person. Deliver whatever which is possible. And small nowadays, even this IAC activities, there are a lot of IAC activities, Atal workshops. So many things are there. You best to go as a resource person. Sir. It is not only I will, sir. I belongs to aeronautical engineering. I will go only. I will teach only aeronautical engineering subjects. No, it is not like that. Any cases you learn it, and then you can go as a resource person. Even for small functions also you can go. Slowly you start. First 30 minutes program you participate, then 1 hour, then 2 hours. If it is possible, you can go with for one day also resource person. Like that, slowly you go to upgrade yourself. So this is the learning wheel. Definitely, everyone, please take a shot of this learning wheel. 100% please make sure, and you just analyze yourself in which category you are there. Please note it down. And the last slide, I think so please, I came to know many of the persons are coming to say, sir, I'm having lot of financial situation, I'm having a family problem, I'm having personal problem, I'm having problem in my educational institutions, my boss, my HODs, so I can't able to do much more work like that. Many people are saying. So my dear scholars, my dear friends, my dear colleagues, I'm just informing you, mind matters. So everything is inside your mind only. Whatever you can able to do it, definitely you can able to do it. But how to start? Here it is clearly mentioned. Even the simple disciplines made consistently over time, your success will be very high. So example, I'm saying, if you have once registered for your PhD, now you can just say, sir, every night, evening, otherwise I can spend 1 hour time for my research work. I will spend just only 1 hour. 1 hour that you give consistently means definitely your research work will keep on increase. This is the only many people are not doing. For example, you can able to see the two arrows are there. One is going up and one is going down. See what is the first one? First, their responsibility. We have to accept the responsibility, and we have to go in a disciplined manner. And if you go in like that, first definitely, I simply told you have to spend 1 hour before sleep for your research work. So first it will be uncomfortable, but slowly this uncomfortable will be converted to your comfortable level. At the same time, you go in a reverse order. See what's comfortable. What is our comfortable? Daily sleeping and without spending any time, and always blaming others. Sir, my HOD is wrong, my college is wrong, my family is wrong, my financial situation is wrong. Like that, if you keep on blaming or neglecting your work, first it will be comfortable, but slowly if you are facing the failure, definitely finally it will be uncomfortable. See, like that, 95% of the persons are getting failure because of this blaming others, neglecting the work, and not accepting the responsibilities, not following the discipline in consistently time. This is the failure, my dear friends. So 95%, please Don't go with this 95%. Only go with this 5%. This 5%, it is just seeing it is going up. So 5% success because of the progressive realization of the worthy knowledge idea they got, they followed. 5% they got the success, so you can able to complete your PhD work, research work in a fruitful manner, efficient manner, and within that particular time also you can able to complete it. Please follow the systematic approach. Please follow some of the rules and regulations, some of the procedures, some of the ethics. If you follow with standard method, your money will not get wasted, your time will not get wasted. Finally you can able to show the success within a very short time. So it is easy not to do some errors, judgment, everything is also there, that you can able to see it in the easy to do. I will always go with easy to do. We should not see the easy not to do. Always we can go with easy to do. Some simple disciplines follow from now onwards. From now onwards, you please try to follow this. Your life will get more success. So this is my conclusion. So in this I'm trying to summarize my experiment, my topic. First we have discussed about what is that, five categories of five categories of getting the fund. So we have discussed about some fellowships, social relatives, all these things we have discussed, and what is the eligibility we need to have, and what is the output we need to give, that we have discussed, very important one. And second thing, directly we have entered into the research methodologies. Our research methodologies, first thing, we have to follow the systematic approach. That will be divided into two categories. One is the experimental approach and another one is the computational approach. In the experimental approach, we have seen about the real-time validation results, and in the computational approaches, we have seen the drawing geometry, generating the model, and running the simulation, solving the problem, analyzing the results, interpreting the data. All these things we have done. Why we are doing all these things? In order to get the accurate results, efficient results, and reliable results. For that, we have done that. And another important thing is integration of everything: experimental, computational, and finally, what the important thing is, theoretical approaches also. It has to be grouped together in order to become more successful and completion in the PhD. And finally, last three slides, I give it to you for your motivation, in order to analyze yourself, especially about that the learning wheel, in what is your real situation and position, and what is the steps you are standing in. That is very important. Always learning. It will highly helpful for that literature review. I showed you one tabulation also, no? So like that, you start with that work. And finally, learning wheels. And the last one is easy to do. That also you have to follow. So once again, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. And now you can ask me any questions and inquiries. And before that, you can note down my mobile number and email ID. Suppose anytime you can call me and you can ask me help regarding about fundings, patents, research publications, uh, and some where to do the experimental work or any other thing related about the academics. You can just call me. Otherwise, you can text me. My email ID is also given there. Suppose if you are there in Hyderabad, you can able to meet me also. After calling me, you can get my appointment. At I will 100% I will give you my appointment once you say the registration of this InnovaWorld. If you are a participant, 100% you can say that, and you can get my appointment and you can meet me. Any help, I am ready to do. So I'm welcoming for all these things. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for a wonderful insight, sir, and you have given a clear understanding about each and every minute thing. You know,
Hmm.
so thank you for your time, sir. And we have some questions with us, sir.
Hmm.
Is it okay, sir, to take up those questions?
Ah, 100%.
Yes.
I'm ready for that.
Right. So
Hmm.
first question,
Ah,
so we need to know different types of computational techniques.
ah.
And yeah,
Computational approaches, ma. For example, Our aeronautical engineering, we can able to say computational flow analysis. If you go with aerodynamics, we can go with the computational flow analysis. So, example, I'm saying one nozzle area. So, Mach number input area, we are just giving at least if it is a turbojet engine, very near to the subsonic 0.8, we are giving at least it has to improve to transonic, and finally throat area Mach number, and finally it has to give the supersonic level. So, flow analysis, we can able to say it. Suppose one person is saying, sir, I belongs to the mechanical engineering area, sir. I highly working in the power generation area. Then they can go with the thermal analysis. Thermal analysis also they can go. So how much amount
Okay.
of thermal stress it is withstanding, how much amount of thermal conductivity it is there. So all these thermal properties they can able to identify with the help of ANSYS. Suppose some civil engineering persons are there. Sir, I am constructing one bridge. I want to know if it is a cantilever beam, how much load it can able to withstand. That I want to know, sir. So how much amount of bending stress will be there? How much amount of, even suppose even you know you are a aeronautical engineering person. So if it is a wing also, outer surface we can able to face the tensile, and the inner one we can able to face the compression. What is how to identify all these things before we go with the experimental results? So that is called as a structural analysis. So structural analysis also can be doing the computational approaches. Thermal analysis also can be done. Flow analysis also can be done. Everything is now it is considered combined together as a harmony which is available in the ANSYS.
Okay. I hope that make this answer clear to that respective person. So, in addition to it, I have one question from my side. So, as you know that there are a lot of challenges when you have said that during the session that you have performed around 350
Yes.
experiments you have done and you have published it, right? So you got some support based on your research or the scope of the research. You have got some facilities, but there are certain areas that there are a lot of challenges that people are facing. So how to overcome those things? So because once we do in the computational part, of course, when we work on R&D, it's very important to validate the result because that's
Yes.
what we plays a very vital role,
Yes.
right?
See
How
what?
we can authorize that
Yes. Yes. Yes.
module
Yes.
that we have used that is correct. So there are a lot of cases that we can't do, experimental work. So,
Hmm.
what do you suggest in that kind of scenario?
Yeah.
What are some ways that they can
Yes, ma'am.
overcome all those
It
challenges?
is really very important for the research scholars because for themselves money is very important. Even in my life, I can give you some of the examples. First, initially, I prepared fabricating in one company in Bangalore. That
Okay,
company, I don't want to say that company name. So I
okay, sir.
prepared some composite laminate in that company, Bangalore. And in Chennai, one company, one private organization is there. It is called as a Medtech. It is available near to the Ashok Pillar. So yeah, at
Mm-hmm.
that time, it was around 2012, I think so. So
Mm-hmm.
every specimen testing, they will charging 50 rupees, 100 rupees like that for every specimen. And initially, I didn't know about that. I have submitted everything to them because you know about that. At that time, I was in a deep so to green. So every Sunday, I will go to Chennai, and that also money also I will take into account. I will submit all my specimen works. I collected all the results. I was really very happy at that time. Okay, within this cost I have completed. But once I started preparing the paper, after submitting the paper into the journal, then only I comes to know whatever the result I got is not up to the mark. For example, if I have to get 700 megapascal, now I am getting only 550 megapascal. Then what is the use of that? It is not a research. Research means you go to cross the level, but reducing the level, is it a research? No. Then because at that time I have not completed the computational approaches. Why I doesn't know about a 550 is right or wrong? I don't know. Why I don't know? Because I have not done the theoretical approaches. I have not done the computational approaches. Later only I realized that. Then at that time only I came to know in IIT Madras, even like a ticket booking, any persons can able to book it. Even now also it is
Yes.
available. So if you go to IIT Madras, go to composite materials section, and in that one in charge person will be also there. Under his website portal, you go to enter and you can book it. You can able to see it. Monday fully fixed, Tuesday fully fixed, Wednesday fully. Then which month is free? Okay, January 13 is free, January 18 is free. Which time is free? 9 o'clock to 10:30 it is free. Okay, if you book it, then what is the cost? Surprisingly, it is less, very, 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 very less. So after I went to IIT Madras, and after seeing that, it is amazing. All wonderful equipments they are having as per quality ASTM standards. Another very, very important thing is all are calibrated. Even in that private organizations also, I can see all ASTM only. Then what is the difference between that and here? They are not calibrated. They are working only for money. But here they are not doing for that. And even another, at the same place, I want to highlight this also. Suppose for one specimen, IIT is charging 30 rupees. Example, you take it. Suppose if it is breaking in the head area, so it is invalid. What is the use of that? Definitely, it is. They will not accept in the paper. It has to break only at the neck area, specific neck area only. It has to break.
Yes.
That for that they are not charging money. Even though I told no, out of 400, 350 success, remaining 50 they not charged money. So at that time I felt really very happy. And the surprising thing is, for even one result also they have given the Excel sheet, and one result, one Excel sheet. In that sheet, almost you may get 300 values will be there. So last value is the final value that everyone knows. But what is happening in the first, second, third, second, everything with all the clear things it is highlighted. So then only I comes to know, with low cost, with good branded, and in my all my paper I will just I will give the acknowledgement thanks to IIT Madras. So like that, it is not only for the composite, but for aerodynamics also it is available. And even in Madras Institute of Technology, now recently also I have done one compression molding machine. It is available with the branded one. Now I am doing testing, fabrication, everything in the Madras Institute of Technology at very low cost. So my advice to the research scholar is go with the branded. If you go with the branded, it is less cost. And don't go with the facilities which is near to you. It is not calibrated. Your money will go loss. Your time will go loss. This is my advice to the research scholars.
Okay. I hope they have taken up this point. And so similar to that, we have few more questions. Could you please provide an example where experimental research was successful, complemented by computational analysis?
Computational analysis, you can go with IIST, Trivandrum, you can go with that. Even under my guidance and external guidance, so many computational analysis are successful. For example, I can give you one more example. Since you are an aeronautical engineer, for that helicopter turbofan engine, some coupling shaft which is fixed inside, it is one of the successful project which is done in IIC Trivandrum also. They are doing that. There are so many scientists are available. They are highly proficient in doing these computational approaches. Only thing is we have to get the permission from them, and I can give you some idea also. First, the students or scholars, they can go say in-plan training inside themselves, and otherwise they can listen some of their lectures like this type of a faculty development program, and through them they can easily get their appointment. And once they get the appointment with the scientist, with the in the Trivandrum, they can go and meet and they can communicate with themselves, and they can get the results. Even in Bangalore also it is possible. So many students, our students are doing projects there, and they are showing wonderful results. All are computational approaches only. For aeronautical, I am saying. And if it is for aeronautical, it is applicable. We can't, even I told in BHEL Ranipet, there also computational analysis is there. That is for thermal analysis. So wherever we are saying the government organization, central government organization, much branded one, 100% computational approaches are available. Even I am openly saying computational approach is the oldest one. Not we have to think it is a new technology. No, it is the oldest one and basic one. nowadays in the research work. Now, only thing is we have to highlight more the experimental one. Nowadays, example I'm saying, even in mechanical, this casting, pressure casting, all are now it is old one. Now everyone is concentrating the 3D printing. Now these are all grandfathers. This casting and all. One is wanted this that because situation is changed. So this type
Yes, sir.
of collaboration, even I have seen in my eyes. Whenever I'm meeting so many professors are having contact with me in NIT Trichy. Whenever I'm meeting them, they are saying nowadays everything is updated, sir. Even my cases, they are saying earlier so many casting projects I have done. Nowadays there is no casting. All the industries which is tie-upping with the NIT Trichy is we are having very good facilities. So inside NIT nothing is there, but they are having collaboration with the very good industries. Through the industries, they are showing, they are sending their research scholars for the experimental work for free of cost. So our research scholars are utilizing this. So it can be funded, it can be free of cost, and it can be a happiest thing. They can able to learn, they can able to understand.
Right, sir. So this is one of the key point to take away from his word that computational is available. You should have your system to perform it. There are a lot other workstation is also available where you can also perform it.
Yeah.
So all right. So we have one relevant
And
question. How?
here
Yes.
I want to just highlight for aeronautical students. Nowadays, even you may also have this type of experience. Now, our aeronautical students, what they are doing, they are downloading the NASA paper, madam, and they are saying, I want to do these things. But these NASA scientists are having a individual their own software. In their own software only,
Yes,
they
sir.
can able to get some of the parameter results, like for some jet aircraft range, endurance,
Right,
altitude,
sir.
everything they are using. And this they are trying it in the ANSYS, they won't get that. So they have to analyze that also. Even it is available for ISRO, ISRO also
True,
they have
sir.
software. So first they have to learn the literature review in which paper what they are doing. If they are having example they are saying, if they are having one individual software in ISRO means definitely they can write the letter or they can meet the real scientist and they can have collaboration with the scientist. Then only they can able to get the results. So
Right,
they
sir.
are confused with each other.
Right. And as you have mentioned, sir, like to perform this computational analysis, especially CFD. So there are other software also in with the ANSYS. Other modules are also there. We have an open form is also there. So
Hmm.
each one of it will give a different computation. So
Hmm.
in addition to it, based on our workstation, what is a RAM, what is a graphics card.
Hmm.
Everything also adds into an consideration when it comes to an computational analysis,
Yes, yes.
right?
That's what
Hmm.
I told. Nowadays,
Yeah.
integration is important.
Hmm. Right. So we have one more question. How can I ensure my research design aligns with my objectives? And how can technologies such as artificial intelligence, big data tools enhance research methodologies?
Yeah, madam. Nowadays, I am just worrying about this technology. The truth I am saying, because of this chat GPT, artificial intelligence, now the scholars are forgetting their own talent. They are forgetting some standard books. It is nothing wrong to refer chat GPT and all these things, but we should not completely depend on that. See, the truth I am saying, my thesis, if you take that, all the words which is present in my thesis, it was typed my own hand. Not even I given this to any some DTP operators. So everything we have to learn. It is our duty to learn everything. We should not completely depend on this. In order to find out the objectives, how to find out the objectives, first we have to think about what is our area of interest. I already told you in this session also, we should not choose the objective or work which is near to us, which is available to us. Please don't do that. Just for example, if it is aeronautical engineering, what is your area? It is a propulsion, aircraft structure. Otherwise, what is your area? First choose that. Among that, for example, if you are propulsion engine, then under that engine, what is your area? Non-air breathing engine or air breathing engine? Okay. If it is a air breathing engine, among that, what is your area? If you are going for the long range aircraft, otherwise subsonic speed or supersonic speed, otherwise you want to work with a turbojet or a turbo shaft, like that, we have to go very deep. And afterwards only, we need to come into conclusion, and that area we can type it in some sciencedirect.com and we can download all these papers. That systematic approach I told, no. So this is the correct link, correct system anyone has to follow. From the literature review, through the literature review only they have to find the problem statement. Nowadays what the scholars are doing, they are identifying by themselves, they are identifying problem statement. With the help of problem statement, they are searching the literature review. No, don't go with the reverse order. Just to follow from 1 to 3. Then only you can able to complete your research work within time. Because I have faced a lot of problems. I'm seeing lot of scholars struggling all these things because of not doing this work. So systematic approach, if anyone follows systematic approach, definitely they can able to complete the PhD within 4-5 years or 3 years. One more thing, by this time I want to highlight it to the participants. See, in any university, if you are registering PhD, it is just a procedures. It is just a procedures. So before PhD, you complete the literature review, you complete the flow chart, plan everything. And after registering, you just to follow only the procedures. What is the procedures? Conducting meeting, DC meeting 1, DC meeting 2, DC meeting 3. It is all just the procedures you go to follow. And another thing is, even you can just work for your paperwork also and just publishing the papers. It's all a procedure. But don't consider or confuse the procedures with the research work. This is my humble advice to each and everyone. Don't confuse your research work with the procedures. Every university is having different natures and procedures. Before touching the research work, be very strong with the literature review. What you are going to do, be very strong. Where is your research center you are going to choose? Who is the guide you are going to choose? Everything be strong. If it is possible, even you complete the review article also, but don't publish. You keep it in your hand. And then you start the research work, complete your coursework, then immediately do all the procedures. And I don't know, IIT Madras or somewhere else, go and complete the experimental work. Immediately publish the paper. Within 3 years or 4 years, your PhD will be get completed. Don't confuse completion PhD with the research work. Both are different.
Right, sir. I think this is a wonderful takeaway. Those are especially pursuing PhD and all. Sir, I think we don't have any other questions. And so thank you again, sir, for giving a wonderful session. And we can see in the chat box everyone is telling it's a knowledgeable data information way, and everyone is really happy.
Okay.
And the session is really satisfying their expectations also. So thank you for your valuable time, sir.
Yeah, thank
And
you, madam. Thank you. I just shared my experience, madam.
yes,
Instead
sir.
of dictating or explaining about the text, it will be boring.
Yeah,
So once I'm
yeah.
sharing my experience, now I'm recalling myself, the ups and downs in my life during my research time. Everything I'm just recalling, and I'm really thanking you, madam, for giving
No,
me
sir.
opportunity for recalling my own work. Now by seeing all these motivational charts and thing, and now I can also realize myself. I have to run fast.
Right,
So
sir.
even it is for you also. You go to run fast. You go to do more things. So
Yes,
all the
sir.
participants, I'm advising you, please do some learning.
Yes, sir. And of course, as you have said, observe. So that is again a wonderful word you have
Ah,
said. Observe.
yeah,
In
yeah,
life, we has to be observed with the
hundred
things.
percent.
In
Whenever we needed that, we have to get it. Like this restaurant
right.
management system. Yes, ma'am.
Right, sir,
Yes,
and really have enlightened the session, and thank you, sir. In future, we will collaborate. You will
100%.
already been a very good advisor on this InnovaWorld Research Center. We will future will connect with you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Thank you,
you.
madam. Have a great
And
day.
thanks.
Hmm.
You too, sir. Good night, sir.
Hmm.
And thank you, everyone. Thank you, all the participants. And as you know, today is just a day two. Tomorrow we have a day three session, and tomorrow we have an hands-on activity using latex. So make sure of that. Tomorrow's session, our experts will teach you how to use latex, because some of the journal where you have to submit your paper in the latex form only. So that is another, when you're writing a thesis or either submit a research paper. So latex is one of the important tool that any researcher should know, at least the basics of it. So let's see you tomorrow again at the same time. Good night. Jai Hind. So thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye. Hmm.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah. So we are winding up the session over here. See you tomorrow, 6 p.m., 6:30 p.m. Right? And if you have still not submitted your form, please do submit your form, feedback form, before you leave the session. So I hope you have enjoyed the session also. And please, if you have any issues regarding the feedback, you can get back to our team members. So contact is there in the WhatsApp group. So thank you, everyone. Good night.